Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today is the January 25th, and you're listening to episode 68 of the Patient Players Podcast. We're a podcast about gaming in the slow lane, enjoying updates to our favorites or rediscovering old classics, rather than jumping on the newest trends. Now, we're your co-hosts. I'm Jordan,
and I'm Ben Affleck.
And we actually have the guest star, Ben Affleck, from Affleck Insurance, here himself. Thanks for joining us, Ben Affleck.
For this, nice to be here.
This sponsored episode.
I'm proud to be on our big episode, the All Anime Podcast.
Oh no, Ben Affleck! I think your microphone just switched to a different microphone.
No. Did it really?
Oh, and then it switched back. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
But that's okay. What else can you expect? You're an insurance guy. You only know insurance. You don't know like technology or anything.
I don't know technology. It's not like I work in IT or anything.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, though, no, this is a momentous day because this is the first time you've actually been invited onto the podcast, Mr. Keaton, and you have not hacked in to.
As far as you're aware, I have not hacked into your podcast or your email.
That's true. Or my email.
I will neither confirm nor deny that has happened.
I didn't even think about the email
today.
Oh no, Keaton, you can just write us an email. You're the guest star today. You're the co-star. You can literally just tell me your question. And
I could, but I have not actually hacked your email today.
Oh,
it
okay.
Looks like
sweet.
Somebody else took up the spot before I could.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, we'll have to wait for the end of the episode for the question and answer segment. But before we begin, I would like to shout out to my usual co-host, Daniel, who was unable to join us this week due to a family loss. So we just want to ask for your thoughts and prayers for him and his family at this time. But Keaton, thank you for joining us such late notice. I think I texted you like 3 hours ago or something like that.
Yeah, like early in the morning, usually when I'm not awake, but I was like watching anime or something.
Yeah, you were awake. Do you watch anime at 8:30 in the morning?
No. Sometimes.
Okay.
I do sometimes.
Okay.
I think I just had to wake up to use the bathroom, and I was like, I could go back to sleep, or I could watch anime.
You can sit on your anime equipped toilet, which has all the blinking lights and the anime sounds. You sit down on it and it goes ooh woo.
Yeah.
Ooh woo. Whose cheeks are these?
Anyway.
Anyway, let's talk about video games. It's nice to have you back, Keaton. It's been a while. I think the last time you were on was episode 50, was it not?
It was episode 50, yeah.
Okay.
So, it was our special, and it was me, you, and Daniel. But
that's
now
true.
It's just me and you.
But now it's just me and you. And the freedom we can go is endless. The possibilities are endless. We don't have anyone
I can talk about whatever I want.
Well, within
Nobody
reason.
Can stop me.
Friendly reminder, we are a family-friendly podcast, and we do try to keep it that way. But I did just mention some cheeks on an anime toilet, so, I mean, what are you going to do? Besides, what games?
We play quick and fast with the rules here.
We what?
We play quick and fast with the rules here.
We game in the slow lane, but we play quick and fast with the rules. Speaking of playing quick and fast, you've had 18 episodes to be up to some video game shenanigans, my friend.
I've had 18 some video games, but unfortunately, video games, despite being a game designer.
Also, your mic keeps wigging out, but that's okay because
really?
those people listening.
Stop touching wires. I think that's what the problem is.
Oh, okay.
So, in no particular order, the first game that I played way back, I want to say it was sometime after episode 50. It was like maybe a month or two. I played Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, I think you had mentioned it too at the last episode time. Like you were excited for it. They had just announced it, maybe?
Oh, they just announced it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they announced it on Switch. I got it on Switch. I think I bought it the same day.
That's right.
And I played it and I beat it. and it's early on my list because I don't have that much to say about it. It was just a good game.
Wait, okay. So give us your 0 to 5 stars. Actually, I hate the 5-star system. Do you like the 5-star system when it comes to like game reviews? It's tough.
I don't really like rating systems in general. I just kind of like I like it when people just kind of talk about it.
Okay.
And kind of give their general thoughts.
So what if I said give it a star rating on 0 to 256?
I would give it to 256.
Yeah.
I'd give it like a 220.
Oh, wow. Okay. I feel like that has a lot more oomph to it than just saying like 4.2 stars, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a really solid Metroidvania game, and it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
If you played the first game, you liked it, then you'll like the second game. That's basically all I have to say about it, really. And that's why it was early on my list here. It's just a good game, and I played it for a while. I didn't 100% it because I have other things to do.
Is there stuff to 100% in it?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of other side stuff that you can do.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not realize that. So I played the first one when it came out back in like 2015 or something?
Yeah.
It was a while ago. I got bored.
Oh.
Within like 15 minutes. Real pretty, but I got a little bored. So because I didn't enjoy the first one, do you think the second one is not really my slice of pie, perhaps?
It's been a while since I didn't play the first one. I've just watched somebody play it.
Okay.
So it's been a while since I've experienced the game in any way. I know it's a lot different. Like the moveset is a bit different. You can still like have the basic like jumping and climbing and all that stuff, but the combat's completely different. You have like a sword beam thing that you use instead of like the little orb that shoots.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember how the combat was in the first game. It was a lot different. This one feels more traditional.
Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And there's a big focus on like movement, so you can like, if like an enemy shoots a projectile off of you, at you, you can like bounce off the projectile and launch yourself somewhere else. So it feels really good to play.
And it looks really good.
I'll give it that. Good. But if you don't like Metroidvanias, then maybe it's not your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just a Metroidvania, and story wise, it's it's decent. It isn't mind blowing or anything.
Okay, wow, it's decent. Because I hear such great things about it, but I remember playing it, and after like 10-15 minutes, I was like, it's just another like 2D platformer. Is there anything you think that makes it not just another 2D platformer?
Movement. I like the movement.
Okay.
And I like the combat. The combat feels it reminds me a little bit of Hollow Knight's combat. I don't know if you played that one at all.
I have not. I want to. I really want to play that. It's on my list.
Yeah.
On my endless list.
Your endless list.
Uh-huh.
And it feels, it doesn't feel, it's not like a full combat system where you got like blocking and parrying and stuff like that. You just have like certain like attack moves like the sword or the bow and arrow, and you just kind of do what you can to dodge all their attacks and give as much damage as you can. It's not like a super deep combat system. I feel like the deepness comes more from the movement.
Interesting. You know, Keaton, back in my noob days, back when I was but a young and immature, inexperienced man, I thought that movement in games was just all the same. Like whatever, you just move, and that's it. That's the game. Who cares? But as I grew up, as I matured, and I want to hear your opinion on this as a semi game developer yourself, I realized, some people, they just get it so right. But on the other hand, some people, they just get it so wrong. And it's crazy how such a simple concept of movement in a game and responsiveness and, all that nitty gritty stuff can be so right or so wrong.
Yeah, I think anybody who's had at least a little bit of experience in game development has a bit of an idea of how movement can really change things as far as how the gameplay feels. I know when I first started, I was like, oh, you press left, you move left, you press right, you move right.
Right. It's such a simple concept.
And it's like, oh, whatever. But then you once you get down to it, it's like, oh, it really matters. Like, how much does, when you stop pressing left, how long is it going to take your character to actually decelerate?
Yes.
How fast do they move? The animation plays a huge role in movement because, in a demo that I created for college class a while back, I had a character fully, the movement system was fully made, but the animations weren't there. And she had a little wall running animation, but without the animation, it just didn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
It was it just kind of feels like a second jump, but you're against a wall.
Weird.
But then once I added in the movement, it felt perfect. It was oh, now this feels like wall running,
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. I think the thing that made just the huge difference in control stand out to me was Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think of the best kart racer. What do you think of? Do you think it's Mario Kart?
Oh, Mario Kart for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So recently I picked up Crash Bandicoot Racing, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing it and I was driving and I was just something doesn't feel right about the way that I'm driving or turning and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Is it the remake?
Yes, it was the remake. Yeah. But then I would play Mario Kart and I was like, ooh, it just feels so tasty to turn.
Yeah. I haven't played the remake, but I played a little bit of the original game over at a friend's house, over at Chance's house.
Okay, yeah.
And it is strange. It's because I had played Mario Kart at that point, but Crash Team Racing is I don't know, it almost feels slidier.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
Every track is ice or something.
It doesn't necessarily feel bad, I would say, but it just feels a little bit off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. It wasn't this is horrible. It's just this is different and worse than the creme de la creme of Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart feels more tactile, if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm actually turning here, where in Crash Team Racing, it's the turning here feels like a game mechanic, not like I'm actually a cart that's turning. Anyway, that's the only way I can think of to describe it. But yeah, I agree with what you were saying.
Yeah, well said. I always like talking to you about video game stuff because you're you get down to the nitty gritty things where you focus on things that, I mean, you have to, things that people maybe not realize in a game.
Yeah.
Even just the accelerating from being at a standing point to the full speed mode. I don't know if everyone realizes that when they play a game. Obviously it's just not a thing in Minecraft. That's from 0 to 100 instantly. Oh man, speaking of Minecraft, did you see what they added this week?
I did see what it was.
As a snapshot.
But I'm blanking on it. What was it?
How could you forget the glory of the glow squid?
That's right. Yes, the glow squid, the almighty
glow squid. Did you, when you voted, or did you vote for which one they were putting into the game?
I don't remember if I put in a vote specifically, but I think I was hoping it would be the Chillager.
Okay. Yeah, I think my girlfriend's brother wanted that one the most.
Yeah, I wasn't too big on really any of the three that they had.
Yeah.
The glow squid, of course, we know the reason why that one isn't so liked. It's just, it doesn't really glow. It's just it's an emissive texture.
I did not realize that. I thought it was going to be a glowy boy, under the water, looking so pretty, making a light source. And I was ooh, this will be a new light source for the game. Whatever it drops will be a new light source.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't.
Not how Minecraft is built. It doesn't work well with those kind of light sources.
Oh, with like moving light sources?
With moving light sources. There's a name for it, but I'm blanking on it. Anyway, yeah, Minecraft doesn't have a lighting engine built for it, unfortunately. But I do like how its drops are implemented. You can see like the signs and items in the dark and item frames.
I was shocked to see that they actually gave them a use. Is that bad?
No, I felt like they were going to. It just wouldn't be the use that everybody wanted specifically.
Right. Which I guess it wasn't, unless people did want this use. Do you know?
I don't think people wanted it necessarily.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I think this use existed as a glitch way back in the day. Minecraft. Well, actually, in a different way, Minecraft maps, if you held them in your hand, weren't affected by light sources. They were always full brightness. Yeah. And they fixed it in an update. Fixed it. So this is sort of a cool way of adding it back in, I guess, though you still can't see it in your hand.
Yeah. It's basically, to anyone who doesn't know, you can use the glow ink or whatever it's called to just make signs light up at night, or not even light up, make the text readable at night as if it was in daylight.
But it has to be dyed. It can't, well, I guess it makes sense. It can't be the black, like normal text. It has to be the dyed text.
Right. And also like item frames can make the item show up. I feel like I'll use that one at some point. Just like, every item frame you have, just make it a glow one so you can always see.
Yeah, I can see people doing really cool things with that, like making like pitch black like caves and having like things on the wall.
Yeah.
I know there's a plugin that lets you make item frames invisible, so you can just have like glowing things on the walls.
I did see that too. That looked real tasty.
Yeah. But anyway, what have you been playing, Jordan?
Well, Mr. Keaton, Mr. Keebus Maximus, as they call you in the hood. I've been playing. Did you hear Battlefront 2 was free last week on the Epic Games Store?
I think I did see it whenever I logged onto my computer the other day.
Okay,
though I'm not really interested.
And you picked it up though, right? Like it's a free game. You added it to your account.
No,
I think Keaton, it's a free game. What if
it is a free game? But
what if in the future
will never play it?
Some man is like, Keaton, I have your kids, and the only way you can ever see them again. Okay, no, let me change this. Keaton, I have your manga stash, and the only way you can have it back is if you play a game of Battlefront 2 2015 edition EA on PC. Like, what are you going to do? You're like, I could have gotten it for free, $0 that 1 week.
Well, my manga stash, it'll be worth it. Just pay that $60.
Oh, okay. So at that point, you're saying you would just buy it. Okay, well,
I'd just buy it.
Okay, you kind of got me there. But anyways, that was free, and so I picked it up. I got a bunch of friends to pick it up. Actually, I already owned it. So basically, I got my friends to pick it up also, and so I've been playing that. Sam, my buddy Sam. We've been playing. We've been playing with Daniel, his wife. We've been having a blast. The game is actually like a pretty solid game. Yeah.
And this is Battlefront 2, you said?
Yes. This is the one that like made the news because of the loot boxes and the gambling. This is the
one that made Disney not associate with EA anymore.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's funny now seeing them be like, "Oh, we're working with Bethesda, we're working with Ubisoft." It's like, "Oh yeah, it's probably because EA tried to make the big bucks by putting pretty aggressive gambling system in their video game for kids." Yeah. Oh, oopsies! He was like, "Oops, my bad." But they've done a complete 180. I've mentioned this before on the podcast, I believe. Like, the game is really good. You can get everything just by playing the game. Like, there's no there's barely any microtransactions at all anymore.
Yeah, that's good. I will say I don't think I ever watched that much footage of Battlefront 2, but when Battlefront 1 came out, not the original Battlefront run, but the EA
Battlefront 1 too. Mm-hmm.
I remember it just looked really good. It was like I looked at it and I was like, "Hey, this is Star Wars. This is what Star Wars looks like."
It's Star Wars, and it's beautiful. The first game was really good, so stinking beautiful, and the second one is too. Like,
yeah, all 2 maps were beautiful.
Oh my, exactly. I was about to go there. Like the second one, just as beautiful, except it has more. You could play more of the game. I don't know what they were thinking with the first one. It's like they spent their entire budget on making those 4 maps, and then they're like, "That's it. Okay, have fun. You can play the same 4 maps over and over and over again." That was rough. That was very rough. It got old very quickly. But they look nice, I guess.
Yeah. So I don't really have much to add about Battlefront 2 since it's not really a game that I play.
One of these days, Keaton, I'm going to get you into a shooter. I'm going to find the perfect shooter. Is there like an anime shooter out there or something where you play?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah.
What was what's the one where you like shoot the girls with like the love gun?
Oh no!
What is that one?
No. Let's move on from.
No, I'm pretty sure you can play that one in VR.
Oh no! Okay. Anyways, what else have you been playing?
I have been playing Sekiro.
What? Really?
Yeah. It's a game I've been wanting to play for. It's a game I've been wanting to play for a while, but just never got around to picking it up.
That is very interesting.
On my birthday, a month ago, my brother was asking if there was a game that I wanted, and he would buy it for me as a birthday present. And I was like, I've always wanted to play Sekiro, but I was scared to buy it because it was like, is this going to be a game that it's so hard that I can't finish it? You know? I figured for a birthday present, that's the perfect choice. And I picked it up and I played it, and I haven't got stumped yet, but it's been very hard.
Okay. Wow, that is so cool. What's it like playing a From Software game, having never played a From Software game?
It's very good. I like it. I don't know what to say. It's just
it's very good. I like it.
Yeah, you can
podcast 2021
slash people, and then they slash you like 20 times more often than you slash them, and and it's good. It just feels, I like the Japanese aesthetic. I don't know if I ever talked about this, but back when Sekiro came out, I was interested in the game when it came out. Again, I was afraid of buying it because it was going to be hard.
Right, yeah.
But I watched people play it, and I was kind of afraid of what the game was going to be like in a way, because up until that point, in trailers and stuff, you only see the main character fighting like other people. And kind of what I like about like old Japan, and also just from the software games in general, is like you're fighting like these huge beasts and, you know, like fantasy monsters. Kind of what I like about old Japan is like there's like the, you know, like ancient legends with like giant, you know, snakes and oni and monsters and that kind of stuff. And I was kind of, after seeing the trailers and only seeing people, I was kind of worried it was going to be like just a very historically accurate, boring kind of story. But it ended up having a lot more of that like magical, cool element that I wanted.
That's good.
Than I thought. Yeah,
I do know about the giant snake. That's definitely not historically accurate.
That has happened. I've that, and that's like my favorite part so far. Just like sneaking around, and then there's just this massive, like gnarly snake, like looking around the cliffs, and it's like,
oof. This is a perfect example of what I mean. It's like, because you haven't played like Dark Souls or Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you see, you got the Japanese game. You're like, oh, I'm going to give this a try. So apparently, I need to find a Japanese shooter or something, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I'll.
I mean, it's not like I dislike shooters in particular. I like Half-Life. It's not
okay. Yeah.
It's not a competitive. It's more that I don't really like competitive games than it is about shooters. And also just the fact that I don't like the whole war setting, you know, because I played a little bit back in the day, Call of Duty. My brother bought one of the Call of Duties on Xbox 360.
One of the 25 Call of Duties. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of like the 130 Call of Duties. And I was like, but it has a single player story, so maybe I'll check it out. And I started the single player story and I played it for like just a little bit. And I was like, I don't care what's happening. It's boring. I just shooting people. I don't care.
They're just people. I say, here's my gun. Pew, pew, pew. The end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what about a game like Borderlands 2 or 3, you know, where it's not really war setting, but it's still PvE? You ever thought about that?
Is Borderlands PvE?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's any multiplayer part or versus part of Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
It's only playing through a story.
I don't know a ton about Borderlands other than its art style.
It's so good. The story's so good. Not the new one, but the old one. Great story.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like it, but it's I know that it exists.
Okay,
and
it's
I like the art style.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. It's something. It's no Mario game.
It's no Mario. Maybe if they gave Mario a gun and he killed Coopers.
Be there immediately. Did you hear the episode where me and Daniel were talking about if they made Animal Crossing a shooter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like instant. I don't care about the reviews. I don't care about nothing. I'm there. If there's an Animal Crossing or Mario shooter, it's like when they gave Mario a gun in Mario versus
Mario and
Rabbids. Yeah. Like, ooh, give me more gun Mario. Like, you can keep your dumb Bowser does the same old thing. Who cares about the story? I just want to play gun Mario.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds wonderful.
Speaking of gun Mario,
what a segue.
A segue that doesn't make sense. What else have you been playing?
Speaking of gun Mario, what have you been doing? Not gunning Mario, I can tell you that much. I've mostly been playing. You know what? I played Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Let's Go this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've owned it since it came out, which, what was that, like 2 years ago? A year and a half, maybe? I never beat it. I got, you know how the Pokemon games end with you like going to the Elite Four?
Mm-hmm.
I like got to that point, and that's where I kind of got bored. So this week I was like, you know, I have this Pokemon game. I like the Pokemon games, right? I have this Pokemon game. I'm going to beat it. And so I beat it, and I was like, that was a Pokemon game. Yep.
I've heard decent things about it, but I kind of feel like it just happened and then people forgot about it.
I absolutely agree.
I feel like the best thing that happened from that whole thing was the little like Pokeball controller. Like I don't want the game. I just want the Pokeball.
Yes, I have one, and it's awesome. I love it. It is so cool, and it connects to like Pokemon Go, you know, on your phone. Mm-hmm. So you can like be playing a game just by pressing a button every so often. Like, ooh, it feels so good. I love that. But
yeah, I don't know what it is about the Pokeballs, but it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, ooh, I don't really care that much about a Pokemon, but I kind of want one.
I just gotta hold it. I just gotta cradle it in my arms Like,
I
it's
get the
my baby.
I get the same feeling whenever I look at the Joy-Con. It's like I don't need 1,000 colors of Joy-Con, but I kind of want 1,000 colors of Joy-Con.
Yes.
Just like have them on a shelf, like in a glass case or something.
And they all drift. Every single one of them have the drifting problem. I put stickers on mine to make them look like the Animal Crossing themed ones, and I love it. I absolutely love how it looks. But every single time I stick them back into the Switch, and it has the color of the actual Joy-Con, I'm like, I just want the actual ones now. I just want to have the actual like blue and green ones because so good. Your hands are pretty big though, right? Okay. Yep, those are hands.
Yeah.
I wish Joy-Cons were bigger sometimes. Is that just me?
I don't think I feel like they're as small as other people say they are, but they do feel just like a little small. I think it's just that they don't have enough like not width this way, but width this way.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I all of the audio listeners know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's not enough of like a handle to wrap your hand around.
So we need a chunky con.
A chunky con.
Where
we need a chunky con.
It's just a real thick boy.
Some third party has actually made those. They look real weird when connected to the Switch, but it's like they have like handles that look like actual video game handles, like one of these for all the audio listeners listening.
Is that a wired controller?
It is a wired controller. It's a wired old Xbox 360 controller.
Oh wow, old school. Yeah, see, I would totally buy a third party Joy-Con if they made good ones. I haven't really heard any good things or like outstanding ones.
I'm trying to think. There was a guy I used to watch who would review all sorts of third-party Switch attachments, and I feel like he did have like a few good third-party Joy-Cons that he found, but for the most part, they would either like feel janky or they'd be missing features, like they wouldn't have the gyro and stuff.
Right.
And, those are features I kind of want. I don't really care much about the AR camera, but the gyro at least.
I forgot. I forgot AR camera was a thing on Joy-Cons. I have not used that a single time.
Yeah, I think that's something that could be taken out of the next SKU.
Yep. But then you got those games where it's like, at some points they require you to use the gyroscope to like in Breath of the Wild. So that would be bad if you had a Joy-Con that didn't have it, and you're like, gotta get my old Joy-Cons out of the drawer, stick them on.
Dust off all the cobwebs.
You plug them in, your character starts like rotating in circles because of the drift. Yeah.
Anyway, Pokemon. Did you have anything else to say about it, or is it just that you played
it? It's just a game I played this week. It's a really old game. Okay. I finally beat it. I finally did it. Have you been playing any Switch games lately? That's kind of like your go-to console.
The last Switch game I played was Hyrule Warriors, and that's not the next one, but I'll skip over the one I had before and talk about it. I played Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. It was good. I beat it. I will probably never play it again. Oh,
no. I thought there's like a bajillion things to do in Hyrule.
There are a bajillion things to do, but it's like the gameplay was just okay.
Okay.
In my opinion, I didn't like hate it, but it wasn't as good as it seemed like people were making it out to be, in my opinion. It just kind of felt a little bit like unengaging. I don't know how to describe it. It was just it's not like, because like there's a whole bunch of characters and they all have unique moves, and they all have like a lot of moves, and it's like simple enough that anybody can get it. So I feel like that's all the right like ingredients for a good feeling game. But it just didn't click with me personally. By the time
you beat it, right?
Yeah, I was playing the game to get the story by the end, not really necessarily because I was having fun.
That's so sad.
Unfortunately, it was okay. I was having a little bit of fun, but it wasn't like I want to get back to playing this game now, you know.
Has there been a game like that has given you that feeling recently, where it's like, ooh, I have that itch. I gotta get that itch.
As you may have known, I've been playing Genshin Impact.
Oh, do you still got the Genshin itch?
I do still got the Genshin itch.
Oh, wow.
I've been playing it basically every day, almost every day since it came out. It sounds like Daniel has dropped off of it for a little while, but recently they added a whole bunch of new updates. So most of them small, but there was one big one. Some of the small updates were like they added like a new like daily quest where you have like this little water spirit called a Sealy, and when you walk around, it'll like start glowing whenever you're getting close to like buried treasure.
Okay, yeah, I have one of those in real life.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you dig up the treasure, and it was like a very specific like event specific like coin that you would dig up, and you could use those to buy things in the event shop for that specific event.
Oh, because the thing that game needed is another currency and another shop in which to spend the currency. When I played it, I went to like the store screen, and my mind just melted at all the currencies and all the things you could buy. And here's a shop where you could use this currency to buy the other currency, and then use that currency to buy the thing. And I was like, is it more efficient to do that, or to just spend the currency on the thing itself, or which one is premium? My brain exploded.
Yeah, there's only really 3 that I ever focus on. There's the Mora, which is like the in-game like, it's like the currency that the people use, you know.
Oh, okay.
It's like you know, the characters in the shops. This is like the actual currency that you would use to buy things from shops. And I usually don't even think about it because I have so much. They give you a ton.
Oh, that's good.
I've never even been close to running out. So I don't really worry about it too much. And then the only other 2 currencies that I think about are I think it's the Prima Gems that you use to buy the stuff that you use to summon characters with.
That sounds like a real money thing, right?
I think you can purchase them with real money.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can. But
it sounds like I haven't.
I haven't spent a dime on this game.
Nice, dude. That's awesome.
I probably could, because I've been playing it every day, and so maybe they do deserve my money a little bit. But
just $2. Just a sneeze of cents.
Anyway, and then the other is like I think it's called Original Resin, and that's basically like, if you've ever played any of those gacha games, they have like a stamina system where it's like you can only play a certain amount a day. Genshin, I think, does a better job at that than I think most do, which is that you can play the game however much you want, but there are like certain like dungeons that use the stamina system. So like I can play the game however much I want, but I can't like do the dungeons however much I want. And that kind of makes sense because they give you like items and currency and stuff, like things you wouldn't want to be grinding all the time.
Okay.
So it kind of makes sense that they would have a stamina system for that specifically. But that's another thing I don't ever really run out of, just because I don't grind dungeons all the time.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah.
And you play this on your phone, right? Or do you do it on your PC?
I play it on my PC.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we got sidetracked talking about in-game currency. The update that added the little like treasure-seeking Sealy at the very end of it, if I did every day of the event, they let you use the in-game currency to buy like your own like colored Sealy water spirit that just follows you around.
Oh, that's fun. Like a pet?
Yeah, like a pet.
Oh, game pets. That's my jam.
you had 3 options and you could only choose one. It was a yellow, a blue, and a pink Sealy, and I chose the pink one. And it just floats around me. It's real cute. It doesn't do anything. It's
great.
Just there.
But it's free content, you know?
Yeah. They also recently added a camera, an in-game camera, for taking.
Oh, like that kind of camera.
Yeah. You get it from like doing a side quest, and somebody gives you the camera, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a screenshot button. They don't have like a camera menu. You can't like change. It's not like one of those ones that they have in like I don't know if they do it specifically in Breath of the Wild. I know they do in Mario Odyssey, where it like pauses the world and you can change the view.
Yeah.
And like do a filter. It doesn't do any of that. It doesn't pause the game or anything. It just takes a picture.
What? It's just a screenshot button?
Yeah, pretty much.
But well, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, I don't really use those features in games that much anyway. But that's something I feel like they could probably update in the future. But the real big update that I wanted to talk about with Genshin is they added a new area called the Dragon Spine region.
Oh,
it's basically a giant like icy mountain, and it's like super vertical. But like in some places you can like go into a cave and it's like the whole mountain is hollow and there's this whole like interconnected bridge cave system. And what's really cool about this area is that they introduced something called
a new currency.
No,
oh,
well,
okay.
Yes, for an event, but it wasn't like so. The event specific currencies only last as long as the event goes on, but then they go.
Okay.
So you don't have to like worry about like, oh, now I have this new thing. It's only specific for that event.
Okay, that's good.
They added something called sheer cold. So
that's a Pokemon move.
When you're in this region, you have a bar at the bottom that's filling up, and that's like, because this place is so cold, you know, if it fills up all the way, you'll start taking cold damage, little by little, and it goes down pretty fast if you're not watching it carefully.
Is that how Breath of the Wild does it?
That is how Breath of the Wild. No, Breath of the Wild, it doesn't have a bar. You just start taking damage.
Okay.
Slowly. This you have a bar, like the sheer cold bar. It goes all the way up to the top, and once it gets to the top, then you start taking damage. But what's cool about it is that it makes exploration of this area really interesting, and that they have like campfires and stuff like scattered around. So you can't just like climb up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just keep. I'm listening. Your video froze on.
Oh, okay. So you can't just climb up the mountain, or you'll die of cold damage.
Okay, just like in real life. I like the consistency.
So you have to path out a way like between like campfires to get to destinations, and I thought it made exploration really cool.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
And then they had a lot of like, you know, stuff to find and explore and like side quests to do in that area, you know, that kind of stuff. And then they had the event with the currency.
Mm-hmm. And this is all free content, right?
Yes, this is all free content, all 100% free.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I think I spent a whole week on that area, just like, you know, doing all the quests and exploring and finding all the things. The whole mountain is like a giant puzzle. It's very cool.
Okay, sweet, dude. Well, it's good to hear that you're still enjoying this game so much, especially that it's a 100% free game. It's crazy that that's like a viable pricing model that some games can choose these days. Just let's make a free game and then put some other stuff in it and we can make our money, and then they make, you know, like millions and millions of dollars off of it. I think Genshin Impact, like in the first week of it being out, recuperated their development costs, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, and you wouldn't think so, because it's like I would think people would be like me, like, oh, it's a free game, I'm not going to spend $1.
Right? Yeah.
But
there's a term out there called whales, and I believe that those people keep those free games running for patient players such as yourself. Yep. But is that all you have on Genshin Impact?
That's pretty much all I have on Genshin Impact. What else have you been playing?
Okay, well, not much else, but I did want to talk about you mentioning like the camera system in Genshin Impact, or not the lame camera system. I wanted to talk about the real camera systems, where it does like pause the world and you can rotate the camera around, put some filters on. That seems to be like a really popular staple in games these days.
Yeah, that. I don't know where. I don't know where it started. Actually,
I don't either. But when Nintendo seems to love them, I don't know why. But this it's helping me lead into our next topic. Mario 3D World is coming out in, I think, a week and a half.
Is it a week and a half?
Yes, it's so soon. Jeez. And I am so excited. Did you see that it has a camera mode? In Mario?
It's got a camera mode. What? You can use the stamps as stickers.
Yes. I guess they had to do that, didn't they?
Yeah, they had to, because they don't have Miiverse anymore.
Oh my goodness. I guess they could have just been like collecting stickers, for like looking at, but so that was nice of them to give them another use. But yeah, you actually emailed, was it you? It might have been Kay. It was you. I think it was Kay that emailed us about Mario 3D World coming up, and me and Daniel totally forgot to respond to it.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's sad. But I am hyped for this game, dude. This game that I've played and beaten like 4 years ago.
Yeah, and all the Bowser's Fury stuff looks great as well. I mean, it looks like Mario Odyssey 2, kind of.
It does. Yes, it's so weird that they're putting this Mario Odyssey gameplay in an old game that Nintendo is so weird that I almost wouldn't have put it past them to be like, hey, if you buy Mario 3D World, we'll give you DLC from Mario Odyssey. So it's nice they didn't do that. I would not have put it past them.
Yeah, I'm sure all the physics and stuff is the same as Mario 3D World, but it's just the fact that it's like one big area that you're exploring, and they've like sort of copy and pasted some Odyssey animations. I don't know. It's strange. It kind of makes me wonder why Odyssey DLC never happened.
Maybe I wonder if it was ever planned for Mario Odyssey, and then they were like, it's too short, or anything could have happened, and maybe they were like, let's stick it in this other game. I guess it is like 100% known that it isn't the Odyssey engine, right? It is the 3D World engine. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's the 3D World engine.
Okay. That boggles my mind that they took animations from Mario Odyssey though and put them in. Like, that is so crazy.
Saving time.
I guess. Yeah.
Recycling some animations. It's not like it doesn't fit. It was a very fitting, like Shine Get animation.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe
not Shine Get, but Moon Get.
Maybe it'll be so popular that they'll be like, hey, let's actually make some Mario Odyssey DLC based off of this this theme of
I used to think it was inevitable, but it just time keeps going and it doesn't happen. So
yeah, what the heck? It's been oh my word, it's been 4 years in March. The Switch is officially graduating from high school and or college. Whenever I think of like 4-year time spans, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like high school, It's like high school was long. We went to high school together. High school was
long.
High school was heckin' long. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I think it feels like it hasn't been that long since high school, but it's been 8 years.
Yes, 8 years. 8 years.
Yes, that's weird.
That is pretty weird. Pretty soon it'll be 10 years, and then 20 years, and then 30 years, and then 40 years, and then we'll be dead.
Yeah.
The circle of life continues. We'll become like gazelles or something, as the Lion King says. But yeah, Mario 3D World coming out soon. I splurged a little bit And I also pre-ordered both of the amiibos, the kitty cat amiibos.
Do you think they look weird?
No, I think they look fine.
I know I've listened to a lot of people online look at it and be like, I don't like the
texture,
the fur texture. I think it looks interesting. I don't know if I like it or hate it.
I feel like they did as good as they could to make a fuzzy looking plastic, you know? Mm-hmm. Like surely that had to be difficult.
Do remember that they did make a yarn Yoshi amiibo that was actually made out of yarn. I feel like they could have used like a felt or something.
Oh, that would have been nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe that would have been more work, more money. I don't know.
Anyways, I'm getting the game with both amiibos. Launch day. Super excited. I haven't bought an amiibo for myself in it feels like it's been a while. I'm a little past due in my amiibo purchase. I actually got you an amiibo.
You did. I have it right here.
Christmas. There it is.
To all my audio listeners, look at it. It's beautiful.
It's Mifa from Breath of the Wild, the fish lady.
So good.
Yep. I was almost surprised that you didn't already have that one, but I guess you don't buy amiibos for yourself, do you?
Yeah, I usually ask for them for birthday and Christmas. I have a lot of them for only asking for birthday and Christmas. But it's just such a convenient birthday / Christmas gift.
It is, and they're so fun.
Fairly cheap, and there's a lot of them.
And they do stuff besides they sit on your shelf, or you can use them in games to because they have a NFC tag in them, so you can scan them and they do fun stuff.
But you'll probably never do that because it's usually just like a chest with 10 rupees or something.
Exactly. What is like the best thing Amiibo has ever done in a game? You know, do you remember the Wii U game they made?
Which one?
It was only for Amiibo. That was so cool. The game was free.
I don't remember.
You would scan an Amiibo and you would unlock that character. It was like Mario versus Donkey Kong, like the little Toon robots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I think I remember that. That was a long time ago.
It was. We actually recorded some of it for our old YouTube channel. So
really?
I came across that the other day. Yeah, and I watched us play a bit of it. And I was like, this was such a cool idea. Where if you own these Amiibo, you could unlock their characters in the game. And the game was free already, so it was just an incentive to buy Amiibos.
Did they do that with Mario Maker as well? I feel like they did something like that.
With
if you scanned an Amiibo.
First one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first one you unlocked like a little mushroom that turns you into that character, which was so awesome. And I think they removed it for the second one, didn't they?
They did. They did remove it for the second one.
Why? Why? Keaton, why? Keaton.
Nintendo doesn't like fun things. It's okay.
They don't like fun things. They don't like money. But they do like...
Sometimes they really do like money, and they really do like fun things.
Yeah, it's like they roll a die. Do we want this thing to be fun? No, sorry, not today. Or like they flip a coin. They flip the fun coin. Whatever. But I'm excited for 3D World. I'm excited to, beat the whole thing again. Hopefully I'll have some people to play it with, because that game is a really fun party game with friends, if you have friends who are good at platformers.
Yeah. Is there local multiplayer on the new Mario Maker, or is it just online?
Oh, Mario Maker? I don't know. I think for a while there was only local multiplayer, and people were like, why can't we do this online,
And then online came out and people were like, why did you give us online? How could you?
Yeah. People are finicky.
Yeah. It just needs to, they got to improve that netcode or whatever people were saying.
Yep.
I don't know anything about how online development works for games.
I don't either.
Only single player stuff for me.
That stuff can get crazy real fast, I've heard. But did you hear in upcoming 3D Mario World that they changed the Captain Toad levels to be multiplayer?
I did see that, and you can play as the Toad Brigade.
Wow. They flipped the fun coin and they said, let's make this fun.
Exactly.
That is awesome.
So, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it would be weird if you're playing online with friends and then they chose a Captain Toad level and everybody just has to stop playing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, I like that the Captain Toad Brigade is actually playable. I think this is the first time ever.
Mm-hmm. That was a nice touch that they actually added those characters from Mario Galaxy. It's always nice to see Nintendo like acknowledge their franchise. Like, oh yeah, we made that game. It's like, oh, they know that they made that game.
They actually remember.
They remember. Like they have the Shadow Mario symbol from Sunshine, also in Mario 3D World, and it's like, oh, they remember Sunshine too. Like we remember Sunshine. They also do too. This is great news.
Now we just need their Paper Mario developers to remember the other Paper Mario games that they made.
Oh, sorry, we don't talk about those. On those, their fun coin is just no on each side. They're like, should we make Paper Mario good again? No, sorry. It's that the coin is spoken. We hear your outcries. We understand you want to have fun. No.
Well, anyway, speaking of Mario, I've also played 3D All Stars.
That
was a while back. I don't think we talked about it in episode 50. I'm not sure if it came out yet.
We might have. At some point on the podcast, it was announced that you were playing them in order, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's I was trying to think of the word. I'm just going to say it's kind of it was fun, but also kind of a sad experience.
Oh no.
Because it's like, here are all these games that I used to love. I'm playing again on a modern console, but now that I'm older and I've played more games, I can just see how flawed they are.
No. Surely not Mario Galaxy though.
Mario Galaxy was good.
Okay. Phew. I don't know if you...
I will say it's not as magical as when I first played it, just because when I first played it, it was new and amazing. And that was before I was like, watching like news channels, video game news channels.
Well, that might also be true for the anime thing.
But when they announced Mario Galaxy, I had never heard of it. I think one day Evan was saying like, "Hey Keaton, have you seen the new like 3D Mario space game?"
Leave it to Evan to be in the know about all the fancy new.
Yeah, and I was like, "Mario space game? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's like you're Mario and you're like on asteroids and you run around the asteroids." And like in my head, I'm like couldn't imagine it. I was thinking of like these tiny asteroids and Mario running around them, and I was like, what
is that fun? Is this game?
Is that what is that? What does that mean? And then the game came out and I played it and I was like, what's this?
Man, the first time I've ever played that game is so embedded in my head so strongly.
Oh yeah.
It was like the most magical moment of my entire life. Like, oh, that game was so good. My family couldn't afford a Wii at that time. So it was at a friend's house, like they're like, oh yeah, we have a Wii. And I was like, you do? And they're like, oh yeah, we have Mario Galaxy. And I was like, just fireworks. And like I beat a level that like one of their kids couldn't beat. And I was like, oh yeah, flexing on these guys. Like, oh, so good.
Yeah, I remember when I played it for the first time, and it was just the most mind-blowing thing I've ever played in my life. And I remember it was like close to beating it, or after I beat it, I was like, how is Nintendo ever going to make another Mario game? This is the best. You can't exceed this. And now that I play it again, I'm like, yeah, it's a little slow.
It's a little slow.
The controls are a little bit weird sometimes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there are, I play a purple coin level and I'm like, anything but this, actually.
Oh my, okay, yes. Purple coin levels. Oh my word. That, like, those were a chore, basically.
And then like they have like the the Boo Mario power up and for like one level, and it's like, why only one level? And then when I actually play the level, it's like, that's kind of fun.
I think I'm enjoying myself.
But yeah, for the most part, it was good. I like Mario Galaxy. Mario Sunshine, it's very sad. It's my experience with Mario Sunshine, replaying it on 3D All Stars, was like, I knew in my head like there are going to be some levels that I didn't like, but it was like every level that I played, it's going to be like, oh, it's this level, okay, it's all right.
Every level was like, oh no.
And then I go to the next level and I was like, oh, it's this one. Just get past this one and I'll get to a good one. And then it just kept going and going, and eventually I beat the game and I was like,
Oh, turns out it was the whole game.
Yeah, it turns out it was the whole game.
Oh, did you 100% it?
I did 100% it.
Nice.
It was a chore. I didn't like it.
Was it the first time to do that?
It was the first time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, same for here. Like, I'm happy that I did, because I feel like I like matured as a gamer. I 100%ed Mario Sunshine. I don't ever want to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's the bad levels that everybody always points out. The the
Pachinko.
I was going to say Pachinko. There's a Pachinko level. I remember playing it originally and thinking like, oh, this isn't so bad. So whenever people complained about it, I was like, you can kind of finagle your way through it,
Right.
But replaying it again, it's like, oh, this is terrible. This is just awful. You just like go flying in some direction and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah. One of the worst things you can do to a player in a game is make them mess up or lose something, and it's not their fault.
It's not their fault, and then that leads to death.
Yes, and it's like, oh,
like if
sorry.
If they just put a platform under that and then let you go back up and try again, I'd be perfectly okay with it. I think.
Yeah. Sorry, because of argue about game design.
Okay, but
yeah.
And then of course there's the 30-year boat ride with Yoshi to get to the one level.
Oh my.
The Poison River level.
Yes.
I hate it. I hate that
so bad.
First of all, I'll point out I absolutely refuse to do that the right way. I will always glitch under the world to get to that pipe.
Okay, doesn't that take away from the experience a little bit?
No.
That's how bad it is. It's so bad. I'm going to cheat.
It's so bad. It's by the time I get over there to that pipe, I'll be 30.
Yep.
I'll have kids and they'll all be grown up and I'll die.
They'll all be grown up, reading their own manga, writing their own manga.
They'll be writing their own manga
about your life story.
I'll be in the hospital bed trying to get to that pipe, like, just a little bit longer. I gotta live.
On your Switch Pro XL2.
And then I'll get into the pipe and I'll fall into the poison river, get a game over, and be like, oh, whatever. That's the experience of that level.
I guess we should explain like what's going on here. In Mario Sunshine, there is a very difficult level that in order to get to, you have to be riding Yoshi, which in this game, Yoshi dies in water. So in order to get to the level, you have to get on a boat and just wait for it to sail somewhere, get off the boat, wait for another boat to sail up, get on that one, wait for that to sail all the way around the island, get on another boat, and wait for that to sail all the way to where the actual level is. And then you can play it. And if you lose your lives during that level, you have to do the entire thing all over again.
Yeah, it's very poor game design. It's like
terrible.
Incredibly poor game desigin.
It is, but I did it. I did it the right way too.
I did not do it the right way. I refuse to do that again.
This was like resolving childhood scars for me, because I remember as a kid I tried doing it and I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't even get to the level. Just like getting onto the ships, the boats, was too hard for me because I kept just falling off. And Yoshi would die and to go back to the beginning.
When you're a kid, you have like exactly zero patience, and just sitting there on the boat not doing anything is like, I'm gonna be 30 when this is over.
Like, why? Like, wait, why am I playing games again? Do I play games to have fun? What am I doing with my life? But as an adult, I'm like, no, this is a heckin' mission. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be proud.
No, it was a mission for me. It was a mission to figure out how to clip under the level with Yoshi and just walk to the pipe.
And then the level itself is so hard. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And it's not even really fun hard either. It's just you're on a lily pad, you're going down a river. The river is poison, you fall into it, you immediately die. And you have to collect the coins, but you just keep going faster.
Yes. Oh my word.
And if you miss a coin, you're
right.
just done.
Yeah, like to make all this even worse, the level is hard in that you have one chance to beat it when you play it. Because the river is flowing. So if you miss a coin, you're just like, oh, okay, I guess I lose. I guess I have to try again.
The worst part, which I didn't even remember. I discovered this after I replayed it. There's a pipe at the very end of that level. And whenever I came back to it, I was like, there's a pipe here. I don't remember there being a pipe here as a kid. Maybe this actually takes you back to the beginning of the level.
Yep.
Then you go into the pipe. And it takes you out of the level. And you got to do the Yoshi thing all over again.
This is why we go to game design school, Keaton.
It's just straight trolling.
This is why we learn how to make good games to prevent the Yoshi Island apocalypse of 2003.
I don't remember when it came out.
I don't remember.
2004, 2005, 2006, something like that.
Anyways, we're getting a little low on time. So is there any other highlights you wanted to bring up?
The only other thing I've been playing was Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, I forget that Keaton's a Cyberpunk man.
Yeah, I played it. I enjoyed it. I won't talk too much about the controversy.
That's fair.
I had a good PC that it actually ran on. And it was fun. It was like what you kind of expect from one of those types of games. I don't think the combat was even all that in depth. You know, you got a gun, you shoot them.
Yeah. There you go. You played a shooter, Keaton. You did it.
I did play a shooter. The story itself was also fine. I thought it was somewhat interesting, but I feel like they could have gone further in some places. Because they have like this whole like interesting like cyberpunk aesthetic, and they got this huge city and got like all these interesting places. You know, I love like dense level design. And Cyberpunk had a lot of really good dense level design. Like you might be like driving through a city, but then if you like really were going around and paying attention, like, oh, right underneath this road is this huge arcade. And that's like, it could have just been like a stone wall there, you know, but they decided to fill in like every crevice with something interesting.
That's cool. Yeah, they definitely put work into it. I think that they were just forced to release it when it wasn't done by the people in charge. Which how good is your graphics card even? What do you have?
It's I have to look at it. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Oh, he checking. There he goes.
Oh, it's so dark. Turn on my light. An MSI something or other. It's something. It's good. Whatever it is.
The MSI something or other. You heard it here first. Do you know how much you paid for it? Can I ask that? Maybe that'll determine its value.
Not off the top of my head. So I basically based my computer that I built off the computer that my brother built.
Okay.
So it has a lot of the same parts, aside from he has a hard drive and I have a solid state drive.
Ooh, nice.
And I think maybe my graphics card was just like the one like next up higher performance one. But other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Okay. Interesting. And you said it ran the game pretty well?
Yeah, it ran the game pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like RTX,
right.
ray tracing.
Yeah.
But it still looks great.
Yeah.
So
I'm wondering if people are just maybe over exaggerating the issues the game had a little bit. You know? No?
They're not over exaggerating. The game, if you play the game, you will see bugs. Absolutely.
Well, bugs, of course, but like, surely not to the point where you want to like return the game, you know?
If I've heard the console, I can't speak for the console versions.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, console.
But, I've heard the console versions are almost unplayable just because of crashing and like frame rates just constantly being low.
Mm-hmm.
I can't confirm that because I didn't play it on console, but yeah. Aside from that, the glitches, I think I was very lucky that it never affected me more seriously in the game because it was just very consistent. You're always seeing stuff going like flying everywhere and clipping, and I can't even count how many times like I killed an enemy, it dropped the items, but the item fell halfway through the ground, so I couldn't pick it up.
Oh no. I've seen clips of like police spawning in a wall, but they can still shoot out and you can't shoot in, so you're like, what? No fair.
Picking up items, dropping them, and then falling through the floor. I think there was one time I started the game and I started driving down the road and I just fell through the ground.
Oh, nice.
There was one part where I was driving along on my motorcycle, which, by the way, motorcycles are the way to go in this game if you ever pick it up, because cars feel weird.
Okay.
They're just like constantly trying to drift, just like a tiny correction like to the left, and it's like,
oh,
I don't know why. It's some weird with how the cars work in this game, but the motorcycle works perfectly in my opinion.
Well, sweet. So you beat the game?
I did beat the game.
Nice.
Anyway, what I was saying, I was driving my motorcycle and I hit nothing, I guess. And it launched my character off the motorcycle and straight into enemy territory.
Nice.
It's just like I just driving along, and suddenly I'm flying through the air, and I land, and I hear like the combat sound go on. People start shooting at me, and I'm like, oh no. But other than little stuff like that, it's usually just funny stuff on the side. But it's a lot of glitches.
I almost wish I had wanted to play this game because these glitches sound wonderful.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's awesome.
Like, oh man. And that they'll fix it eventually, I'm sure. And then it'll just be another game out there. And I probably won't play it at that point because I never really cared about it in the first place.
Can you hear that? It just started pouring outside.
I cannot. No. Wow.
Yeah. That was very sudden. Anyway.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Other than I have like a few minor points here. I've continued to play Picross.
Good.
Not much to say about it. I just like Picross. And Crosscode, the new game plus, came out for Switch. That's also been really good.
So you are playing it?
Yeah, I have been playing it.
Oh, very nice.
And it's a more in-depth new game plus than your usual. It has all the basic stuff, like you keep your level and your items and stuff. But then they have a whole bunch of other things. So like in the Crosscode new game plus menu, they have all the trophies and achievements that you earned in your previous game is used as currency to buy add-ons for the new game plus. So you have all your basic ones like keeping your EXP and your levels and stuff, but then there's a bunch of like weird stuff as well, like you also get like double EXP from all enemies, or double the items, or one of them is like you unlock witch time from Bayonetta in the game. And
dude, that's awesome.
And there was a whole bunch of other ones as well, a whole bunch of like weird, wacky ones. There's some that make the game harder. I think there was one that keeps you. No, there was one that makes you die in one hit.
Oh my.
That one sounds difficult, but yeah, there was just a whole bunch of stuff. And they also made it so that there's like custom stuff that happens in New Game Plus that wouldn't happen in the original game. Like characters react to the fact that you're like level 60 even though you just started the game.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness.
And in the beginning of the original game, there's this character that you're not. If you don't know the story of the game, it's a single player. Crosscode is a single player game where you play as a character in an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
And in this MMO, you're not like a normal character. You're entered in from like the outside. There's like some story stuff that I won't go into because spoilers, but you're entered into this game from the outside, and I think you're like just 1 or 2 levels higher than you should be at the beginning of the game. And one character notices and like calls you out on it for being a cheater. But in New Game Plus, he like freaks out because you're like, it's not like you're a few levels, you're level 60.
Dude, that's so cool.
And because all the other characters have to act like, it's fine, it's normal because they're supposed to be on your side. Like further on through the game, they're like, whatever, level 60, that's people can play the game however they want,
Oh my
it's just
word.
A game. But it's really good. And I think I've seen a lot of like new quests that have only been in New Game. I've only seen in New Game Plus. I don't know if they were maybe added in an update or something.
Wow.
But yeah, it's really good.
Very nice.
That's all I have to say about it. It's just really good. It's a good game.
Well, cool beans. I think we're going to switch over to question and answer time now. We have 2 emails. I guess you don't have access to the emails, do you?
I do not.
You know what? I can copy and paste this email into our notes and you can read it.
I sure can.
I'll give you can go ahead and read the first one. And
all right.
Yeah, go ahead and take it away if you see it.
All right. Hello, as usual, I have 2 questions for you today. This is an email from questionnaire of the podcast, whatever you call her, Miranda.
Whatever you call her.
What game have you most recently completed, and who is your favorite movie game villain? Movie or game villain?
Movie/game. Okay, yeah.
Sincerely, Miranda, questionnaire of the podcast.
Thanks for writing in, old Miranda. What game have I recently completed?
Well, I've already talked about it already. It was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I completed it, and it was good. I played it mostly for the story, because by the end I was kind of... The gameplay was fun, but I was kind of getting tired of it.
Right. Okay, yeah. We talked about that a little bit earlier. I don't remember what the last one I completed was, but I am very close to completing Sackboy on PS5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about that game.
It is a very, very solid platformer. It's really solid. The controls are really solid. That's basically it. It feels like it's like a Nintendo game in terms of how it feels to play it, and the level design. It's awesome. And if anything, it's making me more excited for 3D World, because it basically is 3D World, just without the Mario skin on it. And you can punch people in the face to attack.
Nice.
But what's your favorite movie/game villain, Mr. Keaton?
That's a difficult one. I'm trying to think, because I feel like with Nintendo, a lot of the villains that we know about are less like, it's Bowser. He kidnapped the princess. Rawr.
Oh,
and that's it.
No.
Not really that interesting. I feel like even in their, quote unquote, like story centric game series, Zelda, Ganon's just the evil guy. He's scary. He's sort of in the background.
Oh,
meet him at the end, and that's it. That is a difficult question. I'm trying to think of what other games I've played.
It's not for me, because as I've mentioned a million times, my favorite just villain in general of all time is from Borderlands 2, which Like he makes the whole story. Like he is the whole story. It's Handsome Jack. Just he's such a great villain, and he's just a jerk to you, and it's like whatever. He's just another jerky villain. But eventually you learn to like really figure out what's wrong with him, and that's what I love the most is that he thinks he's the good guy, and that he thinks you're the bad guy, and he's like trying to kill you in the story because he thinks he's trying to do what's best for everyone, and he's trying to like, you know, purify a planet and stuff. Right. It's so good.
You know, this is a bit of a normie answer, but I would probably say GLaDOS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because like she's hilarious.
She's awesome. Man, we need Portal 3.
I think especially after the second game, because she has like a little bit of backstory, and it's just well written and funny.
Character arc for a villain is good stuff.
But I don't know. I can't really think of any other good examples. Yeah, because I play a lot on Nintendo games, and their villains are usually it's the guy who's evil, you know?
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to think of all the franchises like Metroid, you know, they're the Metroids, they're not really characters, they're just kind of creatures, and Ridley I think he's like more fleshed out in the manga, but in the games, he's just like a creature that attacks you.
Rar. The end.
Rar, you know. I don't think because he's supposed to be like a sentient talking creature, but in the games he never talks. He's just a monster.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other examples, so I guess GLaDOS.
Okay, cool. No, that's a great answer. And like I said, we need Portal 3, but we know how Valve does with games that have 3 in their title.
Never happened.
So
even Half-Life, they couldn't give us Half-Life 3. It had to be a Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get a Portal Alyx, or you know.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. I'll even take a Portal 4. You know what? They can pull a Windows and just skip a number. I don't care. I'll take it. I'll take it. But
yeah. They did say they were going. The guy who made Half-Life Alyx, he did say he was considering tackling Half-Life 3 finally. But
that's big news.
Who knows?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so our final email, Keaton. I don't know if you've been keeping up with these crazy shenanigans we've been receiving. This looks like another one of Kay's messengers. It starts off, "It is day 4 of my journey through the Vexian Rift. Despite all the fear and confusion I felt over the last few days, exhaustion finally took over me, and I fell into a deep sleep shortly after the events of my last log. When I awoke the next day, I nearly jumped in excitement when I realized the ship had finally stopped moving. However, my excitement did not last long when I realized that the rest of the crew was still missing. They couldn't have left, at least not without waking me up first. I decided to go to the front end of the ship and look out the one and only window. Due to the amount of stress the ship must have gone through? Or must go through? Anyways, the ship's window is more like a tiny peephole, that you would see on the front door of a house. The only difference being that it is made of reinforced glass that's a few feet thick. This is a lot of exposition for this window. Peering through the window, the site of our landing port satellite, unfortunately, was not there. Instead, what I saw was what I can only describe as a garbage heap in plain view, almost as if it was intentionally placed in front of the peephole, was a rusted metal plate with this question scrawled upon its surface. What games, no matter how old, would you like to see a sudden surprise DLC for? And what kind of DLC would it be? Signed, Jacketh Starhorn."
I feel like there's an obvious answer here, and that's Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I feel like there's also an obvious answer here, and it's not Mario Odyssey, actually. Mr. Keaton?
Mario Party?
Yeah, close.
Mario Galaxy?
No, close.
Further in the future?
No.
Further backwards.
Yeah, it's
Sunshine.
No, too
Mario.
far.
Oh, Mario.
It's Mario Kart, Keaton.
Mario Kart.
Come on. This game is old.
Mario Kart 8?
Yeah. And they even made DLC for it, and it sold.
I don't know if it needs DLC though. I think it needs another game.
Okay, that's fair. But also it does need more DLC because I just want more Mario Kart. And here's the kicker why it needs more DLC as opposed to a new game. This game is still selling like hotcakes. Still, after being ported to the Switch, it is still like one of the consistently top selling Switch games out there. So that's almost the reason why it doesn't make sense for them to make a new game, is that this game is already jumping off the shelves for literally doing nothing, for literally just being a port.
Would they make more money on DLC though, or would they make more money with a new game? Because I feel like they could make even more hotcakes with a new game, because the people would be paying $60 instead of like $10 or $20 for DLC.
They're already paying $60 for this game,
Yeah, but they could be paying $60 more and then more dollars for future DLC of the new Mario Kart game. And because Mario Kart's an already like widely purchased series, it's pretty. I feel like it's pretty in the bag that people will be buying the new game.
True. I read a rumor semi-recently that I don't believe at all, but it's just a nice thought. It's probably just someone being like, this will catch on, of like, oh, the next Mario Kart game is going to be like Smash Bros. Characters from all franchises, crossing paths, yada, yada, yada. That is the dream, isn't it? That
is the dream. I've also been wanting them to just copy and paste all the different like skins from Mario Kart Mobile to the next game.
Yes,
it would be so easy.
Did you see the wiener cart that Luigi got? I want to drive the wiener cart.
I do too.
But I don't have to pay like $40 to get it in the mobile version. Also, I feel like I need to shout out Daniel in chat being rude, saying paid DLC for Animal Crossing that makes it fun. Animal Crossing is wonderful, and which, by the way, it is no doubt in my mind getting an update this week for its January content. So free content that makes it more fun than it already is.
Yeah. But the question did say any game at any time, and I feel like my other immediate thought would be like an old Mario game, but as I realized after playing Mario 3D All-Stars, maybe some of those older games I don't want DLC for.
I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by how rude both my friend Daniel and my girlfriend are being to my Animal Crossings.
Anyway, is this a new email we have?
Yes, sorry. We got a third surprise third email that I feel like you should be able to read because, tag team.
All right. Hello, Mr. Patient Holmes and his honorable assistant, Dr. Players. Ooh. You've discussed your desire to play the game Crosscode on Xbox Game Pass for PC. I think you might be talking about you, because I already played the game.
Yes, that's correct.
And I want to play it as well. I have heard unfortunate things about the Switch port regarding the frame rate. Should I play the Switch even though it may not be the optimal experience? Thank you, a client Jim podcast.
Thank you, Jim, for writing in. I feel like, Keaton, you are the perfect person to answer this question.
I am the perfect person to answer this question. I do think the Switch port is the port that you least want to get the game on.
Really?
It's still very playable. From my experience, I beat the whole game. I'm still been playing the New Game Plus, as I talked about earlier. It does have some frame rate issues when like entering new areas. Sometimes it depends on the area. It has it used to have an issue in menus where if you pressed a menu item, it wouldn't go to the next screen. It would the game would freeze for 2 seconds and then it would go to the next screen on every button. But luckily they fixed that. It was very annoying, whatever that was.
Pretty terrible.
And then they have a lot of audio issues sometimes when you're starting up the game or you enter a new area. The audio will either cut out completely or it'll loop on this 1 second note,
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird issue that sometimes happens. But
okay. But does that happen in the PC one too? It might, right?
I don't know. I think I might have heard that it does occasionally happen with the PC version. And I do think maybe the PC version would be the best one to get because it kind of feels like some of the aiming in the game needs to be more precise, which I think you could do with a mouse. But it's perfectly serviceable on the Switch if you wanted to play it on the go. I would recommend it.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say it's the least good port of the game. But
wait, isn't there only two?
There's
only two, right? Switch and PC.
Is it not on any other platform?
I have no idea.
On Xbox.
You know what? Yeah, sorry. It might be.
I was pretty sure it was.
I can Google. Okay, no, it does look like it's on consoles.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go. I think that about concludes our question and answer segment, which, by the way, if you have any, go ahead and email them to patientplayerspodcast@gmail.com. Keaton, thank you for joining me today.
I'm being thanked by Jordan.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the things that you are giving me.
Thanks for your thoughts, your discussion, your time. I'm hungry. I don't know about you. I'm going to go get some lunch.
Just ate breakfast. But you're welcome to go eat lunch without me.
Okay. I'm going to do that. Tune in next week, guys, for episode 69 of the Patient Players podcast.
That should have been the episode I was on.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Farewell.
Goodbye.